Volunteers in Myanmar survey areas hit by a recent earthquake as the country comes together to rebuild damaged stupas. And in Taiwan, we'll take a look at elderly patients who are opting for in-home hospice care during the last stages of their lives. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Duncan DeAeth. Thank you for joining us. In Myanmar, a 6.8 strength earthquake occurred on August 24th in central Mandalay and damaged one of the country's most sacred regions of Bagan. According to reports, 449 Buddhist stupas suffered damage in the quake, along with several schools and 4 casualties. Tzu Chi volunteers recently made a 2-day survey of some villages that were damaged in the quake. In central Myanmar, on August 24th, an earthquake measuring 6.8 on the Richter scale damaged many revered Buddhist pagodas in the sacred city of Bagan.
We are incredibly reverent of Buddhist structures in our culture. The damages the earthquake has done has made us all very distraught. This is the second time I've come to help volunteer. Next time, there will be even more people from many places.
In order to restore the historic structures, several volunteer organizations from all over the country have responded, sending teams to assist with reconstruction.
We are cooperating with volunteer groups, working together to help restore the shape of these Buddhist structures.
Besides the Buddhist stupas, the earthquake caused damage in other places as well. Volunteers went to check on some local residents, organizing a survey of damaged areas in early September.
This beam over here collapsed and it injured her son. At that time, everyone was milling rice, so there was no one around to help when he called. When she finally came to help him, it had already been 15 minutes. They rushed him to the hospital as soon as possible, but he passed away.
He was my only son. He was very obedient. He and his sister were the financial support for our family.
Da San San Nu is heartbroken to lose her only son in the earthquake, but she is also grateful that her daughter only sustained minor injuries.
The wooden beam came down on her right shoulder and then landed on her foot. She has 4 broken toes and a fractured bone in her shoulder.
Tzu Chi volunteers did what they could to ease this family's suffering, offering love and consolation cash to encourage them through this difficult time. In early July, Typhoon Nepartek brought devastation to southeast China, with some areas still struggling to recover, such as Fuzhou's Minqing County. Tzu Chi volunteers recently made a visit to this area to provide spiritual support and assess the needs of affected residents ahead of an upcoming winter aid distribution.
Tzu Chi volunteers drove to Fuzhou's Minqing County with evidence of typhoon damage everywhere. Typhoon Nepartek in July this year brought substantial rain to Minqing County, along with flash floods. To prepare for a year-end distribution, Tzu Chi visited the area to confirm if many individuals on the list were still alive.
I was so happy that you were coming today. I could sleep easier tonight. Often, I wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep.
The shock of the disaster exacerbated the insomnia, though in this area, the damage was relatively light, unlike this family where the muddy debris still fills up the house, to where one has a hard time even finding their beds.
Of course, I was afraid. I've never seen such a thing. Even those that are 100 years old have never seen such a disaster.
Chen Xiaolu and his wife live in Zhuangzhen Township's Pingyang village. They couldn't recover from their destroyed home, which together with their illness led them to give up on life. A Tzu Chi volunteer met up with them to provide comfort.
You have to believe in this world that there are still people who are compassionate and care for you.
This visit to the care recipients became much more than a routine check, as volunteers go to each household to meet the people and see for themselves the suffering that is experienced and try to provide some comfort.
No matter when or where, Tzu Chi volunteers are always there to help out. In the Philippines, a recent fire broke out in the southernmost area of Manila, causing 1 death and affecting 90 households. Local Tzu Chi volunteers set out from Quezon City, 30 kilometers away from the disaster area, to bring daily supplies and care to the victims.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Philippines travel from Quezon City to the southernmost area of Manila, showing respect to the family of the deceased.
I feel grateful for Tsuji's assistance. Up until now, I still can't believe that this happened to us. My only wish is to bring my son back to life. Why has this kind of thing happened to me? I didn't do anything bad.
Similar to Alfreda Arcila, many affected residents cannot accept the outcome of this disaster. The big fire, which took place in late August, affected 90 households. Apart from comforting the victims, Tsuji volunteers also distribute daily supplies.
lugar ninyo, Quezon City.
We appreciate Tsuji volunteers for coming to the southernmost area of Manila from Quezon City to help us.
Metro Manila.
Totoo lang, hindi namin inaasahan yung pagdating niyo.
To tell the truth, I didn't think that Tsuji would come to help. I feel thankful because these volunteers have come from far away. They gave us great encouragement by showing up to help out.
So talagang napakalaking tulong sa amin yung pagpunta niyo ngayon.
These volunteers have neither public authority nor a lot of money. However, they will always try to show up to comfort people and help the needy when they hear the call.
To raise money to build a Jingsa Hall, Tsuji volunteers in Batam Island, Indonesia, recently held a charity golf tournament. They invited golfers from Singapore, Malaysia, and Japan to come and support the event.
Before dawn, the golf players are heading towards the golf course. To raise money to build a Jingsa Hall, Tsuji volunteers in Batam Island, Indonesia, are holding a golf tournament. 129 golfers from Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and Japan came to support the charity event.
Paling intinya sih mungkin galangan dana salah satu
The main goal
faktor
is
ya,
to
tapi
gather
untuk
everyone's
inform
love.
lah
We're
ke
building a
golfer-golfer
Jingsa Hall. We
teman-teman
need
bahwa
support
kita
from
lagi
everyone.
membangun Jingsetang, membutuhkan dana untuk membangun Jingsetang kita.
The volunteers also set out stands to introduce environmentally friendly products. The vegetarian meals today are prepared by the volunteers.
Kalau lihat daripada kebiasaannya kita biasa untuk turnamen golf selalu ada.
We normally eat lots of meat, so in the future we can begin to prepare vegetarian options like this one.
Mungkin bisa kita ikuti di masa-masa yang akan datang, di mana kita menyediakan hanya makanan vegetarian.
With love as the basis of today's event, Tsuji volunteers invite everyone to build a fortress of love together.
67-year-old Chilean from Kedah, Malaysia, fractured her left hip and right rib cage in a severe car accident 6 months ago. Her daughter, Roshima, has been caring for her and a sister who suffers from Down syndrome. Although they received subsidies from the Department of Social Welfare, medical expenses were still a major burden. Fortunately, Tsuji volunteers helped cover their medical costs. The mother is making a quick recovery and even resolved to give up some of her bad habits.
Rashima is riding the motorcycle to her hometown, visiting her mother, who had a car accident half a year ago. Her mother was seriously injured and has been bedridden for many months.
Masa mak sakit dulu, kak berhenti lah, tak kerja.
I quit my job after my mother got injured 6 months ago. Since then, I have to take care of my mother and my sister who suffers from Down syndrome, as well as my children.
Lepas tu semua kak urus lah.
The heavy burden of looking after her family was too much for Rashima to bear. Fortunately, Tsuji volunteers offered assistance right after hearing the news. This not only eased her burden, but helped her mother recuperate at ease.
I suffer from diabetes and high blood pressure, so I think I should have a healthy diet. Otherwise, my daughter will have to keep taking care of me. I hope I can recover from the wound soon so that my daughter can get back to work.
Originally, the doctor said that she would recuperate after 6 months because she fractured her thigh, only being able to walk after 6 months. Surprisingly, he was able to walk after 3 months.
This accident has brought Rashima and her mother closer together, as well as unexpectedly made her mother give up betel nuts and tobacco.
My mother may feel unhappy without having tobacco and betel nuts with her. Now she has already given up both of them, so I feel very happy for her.
I saved the money that I would have spent on buying tobacco to help the needy. Now I have recovered from not only the wound caused by the car accident, but also from asthma.
Now the Tsuji Bamboo Coin Bank has become the proudest thing for Rashima's family. They hope to contribute a little to society on their way to doing good deeds.
On the final leg of life's journey, many people don't want to pass away in the cold, sterile environment of a hospital. Many instead choose to seek out the comfort of home hospice care. Each year, more than 5,000 patients decide on such a hospice arrangement, which is becoming an increasingly viable option instead of merely a distant dream.
The gurgling sound of water, birdsong, and insects replaces the noisy sounds of the city. A melodious piano also puts many patients at ease and helps release their stress.
McKay Memorial Hospital in 1991 established Taiwan's first hospice care. In the past 20 years, it has taken on more than 100 such cases per year.
According to the National Health Insurance Administration, about 10,000 people obtain hospital hospice service each year, with upwards of 130,000 requesting this service unmet, and home hospice service subsequently becoming a popular option.
有一个不能够取代掉是心灵的层面，特别是我在那个家住了那么久。
There is not a substitute for a soulful feeling of a place where we have lived for so long and how we always wanted to live in a familiar environment. There are just a few basic points that need to be met, such as does their home have basic resources, as well as hospitals or clinics provide such services to them.
Leaving the hospital, a team including a physician, nurse, and social worker get into a car at 9 in the morning to make their rounds in the alleys of Taipei. The car stops in front of an old apartment to visit a 94-year-old grandmother. These Japanese songs evoke fond memories for Mrs. Peng, who suffers from dementia. A nurse massages her and assesses her physical situation. In addition to doing a home health check, they are also on standby to provide medical care.
If my mother comes down with a cold, we directly contact the doctor with a phone call, and they immediately come and provide help.
Direct human contact is the hospital's secret weapon to treating patients. Taiwan currently has 84 medical institutions that offer home palliative care, each year helping more than 5,000 patients, which also helps these families cut down on the burden of their hospital visits.
Each time Mrs. Peng wants to go down the stairs, it takes two people, or she needs to be carried on someone's back. It's just quite burdensome, and she only lives on the second floor. When we do home visits, we look at the overall home environment, including the family providing the care.
In Chinese culture, death is still a taboo subject, but according to a survey judging the palliative care around the world, Taiwan ranks 6th, significantly ahead of other Asian countries. Domestic hospice care is one of the major reasons behind this performance. Dr. Huang Sengjian considers home hospice care a sign of respect and a minimum that should be provided to everyone.
Hospice doesn't require only a change in society, but a whole cultural change, as we need to be able to offer a comfortable way of passing with dignity and leaving survivors with no regrets.
In the last moments of life, everyone should have access to hospice care, even though rural areas lack such resources. And in cities, many people face the demands of work, which doesn't give them the time to care for loved ones. Sometimes this final journey in life can become a dilemma with many difficult choices. In our next episode, we come to learn patients' rights to give the dying one last chance at dignity.
TIMA's Kaohsiung chapter has been screening elderly people to check for early symptoms of dementia. A special class is also offered to help improve memory function. We'll meet Duncan DeAeth, whose attitude and memory have improved since joining the class.
The students in this memory class are having a wonderful time. Duncan DeAeth is smiling happily because her memory has greatly improved.
My memory has improved a little. In the past, when I went shopping, I would forget where I parked my car. It had happened several times, but now I can remember where I parked my car.
Being able to talk frankly before the camera, Duncan DeAeth was once a very shy housewife who often forgot where she put her stuff. After attending a memory class at the Kaohsiung Jinsi Hall, She easily joins this group activity and smiles more often.
I'm so happy to come to this class.
Tima Kaohsiung chapter uses an early screening test and this memory class to train elderly people's memories. They use games, exercises, and singing to slow down this mental degeneration.
A restaurant in Taipei's Beitou area recently went vegetarian. The boss, Wang Xianghua, has been a vegetarian for more than 2 years. Tzuji's influence led her to the decision to convert her restaurant. This is not the first time she has attempted to open a vegetarian establishment, but she is committed and positive this new endeavor will be a success with the community.
Meals one after another are delivered from this kitchen as many guests fill this restaurant on the first day of its relaunch. This helps inspire the staff.
In June last year, I tried to turn the Dahu Park branch into a vegetarian restaurant. We operated it for 4 months, but then it failed. This was because the landlord took a percentage of our revenues and thought that we were earning too little.
After failing once, this restaurant owner vowed to make a comeback. With great determination summoned from her 50 years of age, she also fondly remembers her childhood, where she developed a close relationship with cattle.
When I was very young, I would share my thoughts with cattle. And when we cried, the cattle would also cry. With this type of experience as a kid, why was I now selling steak at my restaurant?
Newly repentant, she has developed new dishes including Italian, Japanese, and Korean cuisine, traveling to 20 well-known restaurants in Taiwan with a particular emphasis on organic ingredients.
My mother wants to use organic ingredients without MSG or seasoning because she always hoped people could eat healthy food.
I went to go to Taichung and Zhanghua to visit vegetarian restaurants where people have to line up to eat, just to learn how they prepare vegetarian food.
Turning to vegetarian fare took quite a commitment, as well as family support and the loyalty of old customers.
I fully support them because all around us, which also changed to vegetarian food, such as pasta restaurants, as they are doing the same, but offering a little more variety.
Each bite of food shows the care and compassion as this vegetarian restaurant hopes to nourish everyone's heart and stomach.
It is estimated there are nearly 700 million people who are starving in the world. Taiwan has around 650,000 people who struggle to stay fed. Meanwhile, UN Food and Agriculture statistics suggest that nearly 1/3 of all global food production, or 13 million tons of food, goes to waste. One grocery market in Taiwan is doing their part to avoid such waste. Let's see how this company is helping avoid food waste and helping those in need. The elderly people are enjoying the delicious food. The dish is made from vegetables that passed their sell-by date and were unable to be sold in the store. The store cooperated with the borough head to establish the first restaurant that promotes avoiding food waste in the South Taipei airport community. They are offering 70-cent meals to residents from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening.
Since all of these products are almost past the sell-by date, we want to deliver them to the restaurant and make meals for people in need.
Outside of the dining area, there is also a refrigerator stocked full. If one looks closely at the products in the fridge, they have been marked with clear expiration dates for the public. The store offers them for free 24 hours to anyone in need.
I think it is really great. This will definitely help out a lot of people that are in need.
We're not concerned about who is in need. We just want to make the most of the food and avoid wastefulness. It's about having an attitude of cherishing the food we have.
With programs like these, food providers avoid wastefulness while still putting food to good use. Programs like this encourage society to be more considerate and are a service for impoverished families to get the things they need. For children from impoverished families, the financial burden of replacing broken glasses is one many can't afford. For the past 9 years, a shop owner in New Taipei City has been silently helping poor children with their vision needs. Huang Chun-chen has also recruited others in his line of work to help provide glasses for less fortunate children who need them.
好，两个眼睛直直帮我看正前方就好了。好，眨一下眼睛。
This is 31-year-old Huang Qunchen, who owns a glasses shop. In the past 9 years of self-employment, he has helped nearly 300 disadvantaged children get the eyeglasses they need for free. He began to do this because of his own childhood trauma.
小时候，因为爸爸是生病了。
When I was younger, my father was sick and had many surgical procedures. Our family's finances weren't too good, so replacing broken glasses was a big burden. I was embarrassed when a classmate asked why I just didn't get a new pair instead of wearing taped-up glasses.
真的，干嘛用胶带捆一捆这样子？这样戴着不会很好笑吗？
Disadvantaged families often do not put replacing children's prescription glasses as a top priority. But this delay of providing the correct eyewear might not only affect the children's studies, but may also impact their vision for life.
The children's eyes are still developing, so if the things they are seeing are blurry, it might hinder their vision in development, which is not good.
If someone needs help, they can send us a message through our Facebook page. We will then assess the needs and arrange for the child to receive glasses at a place close to their home.
Huang and a few like-minded friends from his line of work formed an alliance to offer their services to disadvantaged children. In total, there are 11 glasses shops and 2 ophthalmology clinics. As long as there are children needed, they will lend a hand. The group doesn't ask for payment, but the thank you cards they receive are payment enough for them to continue striving towards helping the less fortunate.
Previously, we reported on a charity group providing the homeless with employment packs to encourage confidence for job interviews. Recently, the same charity group provided free haircuts and cosmetic services to give some homeless people fresh looks, and they even gave them pointers on writing resumes. The group is also canvassing local companies to help the underprivileged on their search for employment.
52-year-old Mr. Xie has been unemployed for a long time. His messy hair makes him look lazy, so he has no confidence for a job interview.
I want to thank them for their services, and we must do our best to resume our normal lives.
Miss Xu also wants to improve her look, so she came to have a free facial. This charity group helps poor people, homeless, and single mothers find work. Previously, it solicited businesses to support its employment pack. Now, the same charity group provides free haircuts, facial treatment, and also teaches them how to write resumes. With this assistance, the homeless will conquer their problems and pluck up the courage to start new lives.
Volunteers in Malaysia are celebrating the upcoming Mid-Autumn Festival by hosting an event promoting environmentalism and inviting participants to make lanterns from recycled material. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.